I just find that this is so spooky, it'd be worth investigating on its own. The fact is, there is nothing, and there should be. If you go and kick that field up, you're going to disturb all sorts of things. Probably mice, but right, cup of tea time. Go, go, go! I'm Pete Sugden and I run Ghost Vigils, along with my wife of course. And today we're in a wonderful place called the Ancient Ram Inn in Gloucestershire, in a village called Wootton under Edge. This is a fantastic place. It's approximately 1,000 years old in parts. Some bits like this a little bit newer, but still very, very old. It's been reputed to be haunted. As far back as 600 years ago, the residents here believed that this place was haunted. There's a grave, a 4,500-year-old grave there, where a child was killed ritually, unfortunately. The blade of the dagger was broken and buried with the child. It's actually in that case behind you. The child's bones were carbon dated, and it's approximately 4,500 years old. These are all facts that happened that we can't deny. It doesn't prove there's a ghost here. But you'd have to think, if there was anywhere where there was one, or there were spirits, it would be here. Your energies will bring in whoever's here. Switchboard. Yep.
I'll wash it up. Yeah. I just moved, didn't I? Wouldn't have it?
You don't like it? Yeah? We'll turn it over and put the gas on.
That's fine.
Take a seat in the middle.
I have to sit in rather unladylike.
Yeah, never mind. I'm going to sit to sleep.
We, as a group of ghost hunters, like to come to places like this and see if we can find any evidence at all of these so-called spirits. So that's why we're here, and we hope that we're going to find something tonight. We're also just a group of friends going out on a night out, so you have to look at it like that. Things are obviously going to work well here tonight. Obviously seance of any sort, whether you use a board and glass or not is up to you. If you're in a group that wants to use it and somebody doesn't, just step out, it's not a problem, we don't have to do it. Yeah. If you want to use glass, no problem. If you want to do EVP, now how we're going to do that, I'm not quite so sure, but I believe that Mick wants to do some EVP tonight. So there may be something, if someone wants to do that, we can actually tie a smaller group up with Mick and do that.
I would like to, if I may, or if it suits you sometime tonight, because it's wonderful to see it. I go down to the big barn, cameras at each end, and be quiet and let me talk to the spirits, and then all of a sudden I can see them flashing about my head, and I've got these stars over my head all the time. I had to go to the doctor because I'm quite alarmed about it, and because people stop me up the street shopping, John, what's them lights over your head? Well, I can't see them, other people can, and dogs are attacking me all the time because they can see them. Now, I'll try and talk to the spirits. Hello, babies. Hello. These people have come a long way to meet you. We love you. We all like to help you, do something for you. Now, can you do something for them? Show what you very often do show for other people. Show the orbs over my head. Lights out, please. Now when I tell you to put the lights on, and I see as I can now, the stars are over my head. Now that they're there, I know they're there. Now, thank you, babies. You can put the lights on if you want, that's up to you. All I can tell you is there's stars flashing over my head. I'm not going to say you will see them, because other people don't always see them. They're there. Thank you, babies. I know you're here. We love you.
Wow, yeah.
Did you hear the man afterwards as well?
I heard something like
yeah, I couldn't really make it out.
You can. It's a bit more
Yeah.
muffled, but if you can clear it out,
Yeah.
I need help. That's what he says. He's asking for help. So he's stuck here for some reason. I don't know.
The mic was picking up.
Yeah, it's very quick, but you'll hear a little girlie's voice. I can't make out whether she's saying who's that or who's there or what's that. I can't make it out.
Can't slow it
No,
down.
I'm not much visual. I expect you can do. You probably could slow it down. Yeah.
We've just done a Ouija board in the presence of 5 people attending it, 3 people observing, one of which was the medium who was trying to sense the area from the background. He was also giving us information.
One, I can just feel weakly, I can't feel what it is. Hopefully we build up the energy that will help it to show itself more. Like I say, I can't even tell if it's male or female at the moment. It's very weak, but there's the 2 spirits in here that I'm aware of.
Right, you want to do protection before we do anything else, yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
Good. Okay, I want you to close your eyes. Yeah? You can close your eyes. And I want you to think of a brilliant white light above your head. We didn't get exact or precise information. It always amazes me that the glass moves. But the question then comes down to, well, how does the glass move? It's a physical entity, therefore surely it needs a physical entity to move it, or form of energy. But when we were all touching the glass at several points during the seance, our hands came off the glass, which probably means that we didn't actually individually control the movement. When you touch the glass, I want you to touch it very lightly on the very, very edge of the glass. Yeah? You're going to put your finger across it and then just touch it, yeah? Very, very lightly. If there's any movement from the glass, it will come from underneath. So no pressure on it, just be in contact with it, that's all you have to do. Okay, touch the glass. Right. So then it brings you down to the conclusion that either it's a collective that we actually control the glass, or it's done subconsciously. Can spirit control our subconscious? This we don't know. If you are moving the glass very, very slightly or edgely, can you do so with more power? Use our energies if you wish.
It's starting to move now, thank you.
A little bit.
Oh! A L A R M.
We didn't really get any other specific information that we can verify. So as an experiment, I have to say, it wasn't successful. But as an event, people seem to enjoy it. I can't tell you how the glass moves, but it does.
Try not to say them at people.
It's a lot colder in here now than it was earlier. Until it's got cold.
Right. Do you want to go table tipping, or do you want to actually do an open seance to start with?
If you do a little bit of a sound, you might get a bit of energy going.
We just need to call out, there's plenty of energy in this room already. There's 3 spirits waiting on me right now. Yes, it's in 3. There's also another 1. At least another 1 in here.
Do you want to give us their names?
Not right now. I want them to give you their name. I can't. We're not using the glass.
Do you want to know?
So you got the red light on?
Sorry. Do you want to know the names?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Okay, right. The spirit we had did come to the table downstairs was Richard. And he's actually here, and he works in the church with his brothers, Edward and Michael.
Father Michael's spoken to us before. If he's here, he
Yeah.
will definitely talk to us.
He's here. Not happy we're here. He doesn't like this sort of thing.
Well, he's talked to us before.
He doesn't like this.
Does he remember us?
I don't know. But he doesn't like people coming in here interfering with stuff they don't understand, things that should be left alone. It's his religious standpoint, I guess.
Can you explain that to us?
Why should I explain myself? You shouldn't be here messing with things that should be left alone. Sorry, this is Edward, this isn't Michael.
Michael wouldn't say it. I don't think Michael would say that. Michael has talked to us before.
I think this is Edward.
Edward, I'm not sure if we've spoken before, but if you are here...
Would you like to go to the table, try and move the table, Edward? People will help you with that. You try and communicate with them through the table rather than through me. That way it gives them something more tangible.
If Father Michael is in the room with us, and this is the Father Michael that we have spoken to before downstairs in the area with the red seating known as the men's kitchen, please come forward and talk to us again. You know we mean you no harm or disrespect. Please come forward. Make some sort of sign to show us that you are here.
Somebody outside.
There's somebody outside the door. If you look, bang on the door, open the door and come in. If you'd like to push the door open, you're more than welcome to come and join us. There seems to be one spirit I can feel here that's really holding back. This isn't the one that come to the table or anything. Again, it's very weak. I can't even make out male or female. It's almost feels almost not just weak, almost like suppressed. If there's any spirit here that wishes to communicate with us, if there's anything you can do, you can try to reveal yourself in the mirror, make a noise, jump on the floor, knock on the door, spin the spinning wheel. If there's anyone here that wishes to communicate with us, you can please let us know. If you can try and move the table, touch one of us, talk to one of us.
It's moved.
It's going.
Oh, excellent.
I can hear like rustling.
Is it my coat? Is it?
No. Oh, he said there's squirrels in the attic that he feeds, didn't he? That was it.
Oh. Not getting any information from it.
No, it's just random movement, isn't it? It's a shame, but...
Good, because it's better than nothing.
I think maybe we should try and board up here.
Well, we can't. They've got it down there. Don't know if there's a glass there anywhere we can try.
Well, that's just the same as the table, isn't it? It's not going to spill out any
They're
layers.
using their own board, aren't they?
Yeah, they're using our one, the Ghost Rituals board. If people ridicule what you do, you know, it just spurs me on to say, well, actually, there's something to this, because I've seen and heard too much to just say it doesn't exist, it can't happen. Well, when you've seen a table spin around on one leg, when you've seen a shape, a human shape, float along a corridor, when 3 people in your group actually saw the same thing at the same time, which happened to us, it defies logic. There has to be something. But what we've never been able to do is find that piece of evidence, that conclusive piece of evidence that will convince the world that ghosts exist. Hi, well, we've finally got here. We're at the famous location that ghost vigils go to. It's called the Barn. And we're in Hertfordshire. And that's about as much as I dare tell anybody, because the owners of this place do not want anybody or any uninvited guests. And they got some big dogs, so if you do find out where this place is, be careful if you're coming here. The thing is, it's an amazing place. It has a reputation, but it's also the site of a very real murder that took place in 1957. So not that long ago in relative terms, but it was pretty shocking at the time, where a young girl was killed, believed held in a freezer, probably one of the first of that nature in its time, and then dumped about 7 or 8 miles away. Her name was Anne, and we at Ghost Vigils over the last 4.5 years have got a lot of information about this girl and a lot of information about this crime, to a point where we believe we now have information that the police don't have. Yeah, so we're going to investigate this place tonight. We've got a team here, we've got a medium, sensitive, and we've got a few people who are just curious, as well as a man with a camera. So this should be a good night, as long as we stay clear of the dogs.
Shall I move up?
I'm sitting here. You're sitting where? I'm sitting here.
There.
Yeah.
Have you got enough chairs?
No,
Sitting down.
actually, I'm sorry.
If you've got a question, yeah, then ask the question. On the way home at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, saying, oh, I wonder if I could have asked that question. Doesn't do it. Yeah? If you feel something, you think there's something's come near you, something's touched you, yeah, then tell us. Yeah? Again, we can't do anything about it later on. If you smell something, if you taste something, yeah, then let us know about it. If you see an orb, let us know about it. Again, tomorrow's not a good time to do that. Yeah? It's all common sense stuff, really.
It might not be her. It's somewhere else.
Do you actually think they're still there?
Yes. I think there's someone behind me as well. Oh, there's someone. There's someone.
If anybody's there, please join us. Please show us you're here and leave it in a glass on the table. We mean you no harm, just want to talk to you.
Are you female? With glass. Oh, that's nice.
We mean you no harm, just want to talk to you. Leave that with you. I heard like someone groaning a minute ago. That's why I saw someone come in here. That would break to move the table to that far corner and away from this part of the room. Yeah?
Yeah.
Because whatever's stopping that, or whoever that is, which is hopefully who we want to talk to, is here.
There's someone in there.
Yeah, I know, I think there is. How do we put it, how do we prove it? We've got a lot of people up here. How do we prove this? Okay, Sheila, come out of there for a minute.
I can feel him in my face.
Right, 3 people have been in there, 3 people think there's something in there. Right, another person please.
Get really cold and he's cold lower and he
Just be absolutely still. Go to the centre of the room somewhere, to be absolutely still. I think so.
I can feel myself being pushed around. What's that? He was there because he's picked because on the picture.
Well, here we are. It's 3:45 in the morning. We've just finished the investigation at the barn, and now we're on the long drive home. We've had a pretty good night tonight, you know. We've spent some time down the ginnel between the 2 fields where there's absolutely no life whatsoever. And I mean no life. You should see animals of some description, even if it's just mice and rats and voles and foxes, birds, snakes, anything. But nothing, not one. Yet as soon as you get out of the ginnel and go into the field, you've got every sort of country life you can imagine. So that was quite interesting. Never ceases to surprise me, that place, how it can always be like that. The barn itself, well, we've had some knocks and bumps, I suppose you would call them. We've had somebody seeing a shadow in the back room. I didn't see it myself, but I guess I have to believe them. We've done various experiments with sound, EVPs and the like. We'll have to wait until we get home to find out what comes out of that. It's been a good night, but we're all very tired. But it's one location we're definitely going back to. We're here at Basingstoke Town Football Club to do a paranormal investigation. Probably not the most obvious place you would think to do a paranormal investigation or a ghost hunt, but there's 2 very good reasons why we do it here. Firstly, we're actually on the site where it was involved in the English Civil War in the Battle of Basing. In fact, it's believed that this is one site where some of the soldiers may have billeted. They didn't have tents in those days, but they would have been on the open land. The second reason we come here is because the actual property has a ley line running right through it. It seems to originate from the general direction of Salisbury, and it seems to carry in almost a straight line towards London, but it goes right through this property. So when we do a ghost hunt here, and we do a seance, the ghost is supposed to come out and play, and that's what we're hoping for tonight.
Yeah, that's what I got that confused. And they could
record from the back of the That's good. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, it must be, you know.
If there's any spirit people here in this room, can you come forward and make time for?
Can everyone put their fingers upside down on the glass and just a nail on it?
Oh God.
Are you a male spirit?
It's quite uncomfortable, isn't it, with your hair like that?
Yeah. Okay. That just falls out of your movement. Impressive. That's moved like that. Very impressive. That's moved.
Are you a young male spirit? I haven't decided what's yes and what's no. Do you understand? Do you understand that I'm yes? Maybe glass towards me. Alright, okay. They're being funny, aren't they?
I think they're playing ones.
Might be
It is a
tall.
joke.
Could be. Look at my arm act,
All I can hear is you. Me.
Meaning me?
No, me.
Yeah.
No, but he's angry with you.
Are you angry with my
Married.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
there you are.
Oh, yeah. Oh, back on.
A drink of water or anything?
Yeah, I think so. Do you want a drink?
It's nothing bad, it's something trying to walk through. That's all.
Oh, it's not.
It's not bad, honestly. It's just trying to walk through.
Oh, yeah, for a minute.
I was taking a piss, to be honest with you.
I know, yeah, but. Like, shut your. Get up slowly, Michael.
Oh.
That's fine.
I'm Scottish. I'm Scottish. It's never been when you expect it. We've done some great haunted locations and nothing.
Let me put the light visual on the set.
I've got a light on here.
Whoa.
You've got, there is energy here.
Yeah. I didn't expect that. I wasn't trying to put it down here.
No, that's...
No, that's just the normal. I think that's just the normal flow of it. Yeah, in there.
Come to where Martin is. Come to where Martin is, right there. So I was picking up energy before.
Look, it is, it's moving. This was invented by a guy called Frank Sumption. Well, this is a cheap imitation of his invention. That's where we get the name Frank's box. The idea being, what separates this from EVP, is that you're supposed to be able to be interactive with spirit. In other words, have a conversation. What you'll actually hear doesn't sound convincing to begin with, because what it does is it scans all the radio frequencies at once, okay, but it doesn't register on a channel. The theory is that spirit take what they need from snippets of conversation, snippets of music or whatever, and assemble them in such a way that to convince us of evidence of post-mortem survival. In other words, you should be able to talk to them. In the past, I will tell you now, the experiments have been hit and miss. We've had some not good experiments where it's just sounded like a radio. We've also had some outstanding, significant evidence come through this. I was just saying to Mike, literally somebody was able to say anything they liked and to have it repeated through the Frank's box. It couldn't be put down to being a resonance or a return of their own voice, because you can hear that it's actually been assembled from various channels, and that's what the difference is. So we'll give it a go, see how you think of it, and good luck. We'll pick a victim. If somebody would like to talk or link to it, and I'll just try and increase the volume a bit on that. It's not very loud for whatever reason. Let's try that. that's continuously scanning. Take some pictures.
My name is Janine. Could you tell us your name, please?
Someone's over here.
We'll take some pictures if you want to. Watch your eyes.
We are here trying to prove that life goes on after death. That when you die, you go to the spirit world. Would you like to help us prove that, please? Yes.
I would like to prove it one way or the other, but people have been trying to do that for the last 4,000 years without a lot of success. So the chances of a ghost coming to me and say I'm going to give you the exclusive on this is probably not going to happen. But if I could, what I'd like to do is do the old catch a ghost and put it in a jam jar and show the world and say, look, it's here, ghosts exist. Because I really would like to see all the religious groups all over the world actually explain this. Because it would have, in effect, you know, prove that everything they come up with is as much fiction as ghost hunting.